Probably the greatest times I had in my life were here in those 4 years. We started out about 125 students in physical education. I remember one of the professors saying, take a look to your right, take a look to your left, and only one of you is going to be standing here in 4 years. I got out in 1968. I think it was 81 I got my master's in health and physical education. It was difficult to get through, so it was an achievement. My first year I taught up in upstate New York. One of our graduates was a head wrestling coach, and he needed an assistant wrestling coach, and they were looking for somebody to coach soccer and baseball, and I played soccer and baseball here. Ended up going there 1 year, but the winters were difficult. With snow constant, it wasn't for me. So I resigned, and then I was interviewing for jobs, and I got a job in New Jersey in Morris Hills Regional District. I got a physical education position, head soccer and assistant baseball at Morris Hills Regional District. But I ended up getting drafted. So I ended up at Fort Dix September 8th. I was in Vietnam February 22nd. So I was there, I was a combat veteran. I got out alive. Almost like that quote from the platoon. If you make it out of here, the rest of your life is gravy. Something to be said for that, because it's the truth. So I got out of there. When I came home and I saw my mom and dad, because I never knew if I wasn't ever going to see them again, it was probably the best time my whole life. My job was waiting for me back in New Jersey, and I started working there. That was in 1971. Taught in that district for a while until this opened up in 1982. It was something special to me because it's always been a place that it felt like home, and that's kind of how everything worked out. I started here in 82, and then I actually left and started teaching full-time here I think in 1986 or 1988, and then I taught in a sport management department, and I taught all the way till 2014. So it was 29 coaching, 29 teaching. Oh, there it is. Wow, it was a great time. I'm blessed and lucky that I went to school when I did, grew up when I did, went to college here. Still have friendships. I still have people that contact me from that era that want to come back. There's especially three people. Number one is, I always say, Mr. John Eiler. He was my soccer coach for the first 2 years, was the athletic director. He's like a second father to me. And if it wouldn't have been for him, I wouldn't be here. And he was always there for me. And of course, Dr. John McKeon, and he was a professor here, extremely intelligent man, helped me to get this position. And Clyde Whitman, who was the wrestling coach and also ended up being the athletic director after John Eiler. Gary Cook was my roommate. That's so cool. One of my best friends, Bobby Guzzo. And they feel the same way that I did about how great this place was. I'm so impressed with the direction that the university is going. I don't have the recollection could be, this building that we're in, Kaler Fieldhouse, was built, it finished on 1968, which was my last year. So we used to be, everything was in Zimbar. So I remember coming back up here and watching the progress, and I thought, wow, this building's huge. I was fortunate. I graduated from here, got a master's from here. But one of the things that I took along is I had fun, and I got to know people throughout the whole campus. And again, we didn't have a big, student body, but just again, if I look back, when I was on campus, I made sure I knew what was going on within the music department. I knew what was going on in the theater department. I had great friends in the music department, theater, psychology department, biology department. And I think you need to do that. You can't just be one-track minded, so if I play sports, I only worried about sports. And that's important that you do that. So you kept the friendships. So I still have friendships that people come to in the psychology department, political science, the music department. And that's what the college experience is. Not just staying focused and just trying to graduate and get through and only worried about your little world. You have to kind of open yourself. You have to understand everybody's world. And that's one of the things that I took across and try to continue that with when I worked here and taught here.